Welcome back to Great Day Houston. When it comes to doing something good for society, not one person can do it all, but we can certainly all do our part. The Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Houston was the recipient of an act of kindness recently. It was a way to honor the memory of a young boy. Joining us with how this latest effort benefits children here, welcome Kevin Hattery, President and CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Houston. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
I'm going to talk to some other folks who took part in this in a second, but Boys and Girls Clubs is such a critical service in this city where it kind of fills a void, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, and especially for those who don't have resources in their community. We're providing a path for success for a lot of kids who need it, and we do this in a safe, positive environment where we're providing programming that supports such things as homework assistance, nutritious meals, organized athletics.
Yeah, because oftentimes there are kids who might be going home to an empty house because parents are working, right? Or parents may have some other struggles there, and they're just trying to put food on the table. And so these are the things that can just kind of help support those families.
Yes, that's correct. And the most important thing to note there is that it's just a $5 fee for the entire school year for the families to sign up.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
So obviously every charitable dollar or thing that you can get makes all the difference in the world. I mentioned an act of kindness recently. Our parent company, TEGNA, they came in and worked with the Caleb and Calder Sloan's Awesome Foundation. And the director of that foundation, Chris Sloan, is on the phone with us this morning. Good morning, Chris.
Hey, good morning. How's it going?
Great. Okay, I want you to tell me how this foundation was formed. I oftentimes say on this show, you don't choose your mission chooses you.
I think that's really correct. I mean, our son, unexpectedly left us on, a week after his 7th birthday, and he really stood for this incredible energy of, love, laughter, adventure, kindness, and we wanted to, use his power and his energy to do something positive and leave a legacy, as if, in a sense, I guess, as a parent, to make him immortal, and live forever and do good.
Keeps them alive. And the word awesome, tell us where that word really fits your children.
Well, I mean, every parent is going to, rave about their children, of course, but our son was awesome, and he just had this bigger than life energy. Calder was a kid who had this unnatural sense of empathy and just passion and love, for other people. When you're a little kid, the world revolves around you, but he kind of inspired us just because of, he was always really looking out for other kids or us or family. So he was awesome in that respect.
Tell us how you helped the Boys and Girls Club recently.
Well, we were really honored and privileged to work with, Boys and Girls Club and, your parent company, TEGNA, and Channel 11. I lived in Houston for a long time and loved that station, and so this was in the city. And so we have a foundation that performs a lot of really positive efforts for kids across the country. And a friend of mine, Meredith Conte from TEGNA, and I were talking, and she had this idea to take this activation we call Operation kind of Backpack, which is really cool, where we stuff backpacks, like 2,500 backpacks of school supplies for underprivileged kids, and we've done it in New York and Los Angeles. And she had this brilliant idea. She's like, why don't we bring it to Houston? And when all the TEGNA folks come into town, so it was just a wonderful event.
I'm going to wrap up with you with, I lost a brother early on. People have loved ones that they lose, and it's so hard to get through at times. How has this helped you in your therapy of dealing with the loss of your son, but yet keeping him alive in the legacy of the spirit of who he was?
Look, I mean, there's no doubt we'd take him back in a second, and not have chosen this cause. But seeing that his face and his relevance matters, and particularly for his brother, who's very involved in the foundation, and my wife, being able to, and somehow kind of ensure that his spirit lives on and that his name is mentioned every day and his face is seen, just like what's happening now. That is enormously cathartic, and us to keep him alive. I'm
Chris,
sorry you went through the same thing.
Thank you so much for what you're doing. Thank you so much. You've blessed several kids right here in this city. So thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
And Kevin, what does that mean to these kids? What they did was you stuffed all those backpacks and things. Again, if you're getting ready for school, that's money that a lot of families just didn't have.
Yeah, and what this opportunity allowed us to do with TEGNA, KHOU, and the Awesome Foundation, and many thanks to Chris and his family for providing them with those resources to go back with the confidence. And now we are here in that after school setting. I mean, we simply know that there isn't a simple answer to a child's
Right.
success. It takes an army of people, unique programming, mentorships, and this is another great example of how that collaboration works together to serve the kids in our community.
All right, Alatrius is one of the people that got a backpack, and what did that mean to you?
Okay, so
She had to look at herself on TV for a second.
so my mom was going to get school supplies for us from the store, but she got a call for us to get backpacks and some school supplies. So she was like, so they called her, and she was like, oh, really? So I was just going to buy some school supplies for them. She was like, I'm really grateful for this because this has helped us. Like, yeah, I like
Yeah,
it.
and that's cool to know that a stranger can care about somebody else in the community, and that's what creates community. Thank you very much for what you all do.
you.
And for more information on the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Houston, visit bgclubs-houston.org. Your child might be the next Adam Sandler, Angela Bassett, Lady Gaga, Magic Johnson, or J-Lo, because they all went there too.